In the UK, 1 out of 6 properties are located in flood risk areas. Crossed by the Thames River, London is particularly vulnerable to flooding. 6% of London's households are at high risk of tidal flooding. Climate change and its environmental consequences will increase the frequency and intensity of rainfalls and accelerate sea level rise, augmenting the risk of flooding. The UK developed several measures to address this risk. The Thames Barrier was constructed in the 1970s to protect London from flooding. But in 2005, the Environment Agency published a report advocating for increased community participation in flood prevention and response. Community involvement and participation is put forward as increasing communities' resilience to flooding through shared knowledge, communication networks, increased awareness of risk and preventive protective measures actions. Since then, several initiatives have emerged across London's boroughs. This is Peultier, a neighbourhood located in the borough of Croydon in South London. The neighbourhood's residents and business associations launched a community flood plan in 2012. It is one of the very first pilot studies to be carried out in London. In 2008, several businesses here were hit by flooding and most of them were actually unprepared. The reasons for flooding here are numerous, but they notably include riverborne overflow. To address this issue, local residents and business associations designed a community flood plan. The key objectives were to provide guidelines to communities, key contacts, and design help and support plans. Over 4,000 community flood plan leaflets were distributed to residents. Communities were actively involved in the design and the writing of the plan. The initiative resulted in a better understanding from communities of flood plan risks and a better awareness of preventive and protective measures. It also enabled the creation of local networks to share warning messages and advice. The example of the Peultier Community Flood Plan shows how creating discussion and allowing proactive engagement is a crucial approach to mitigating and adapting climate risk in London.